guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a bins haul, and I gotta say, it was a blitz at the bins. I got there really early and I was already feeling a little bit warm, so when I got in that door, I was like, okay, Julia, you know, game face on, get in, get out before that temperature starts to rise and before the crowds really start to come. It is summer, and I'm sure all of you experience the same thing at your local bins and your local thrift stores. Like, because it's summer, you have a lot of kids that are off school, so you have a lot of teenagers that are there in the stores. You also have a lot of kids home from college, so they're there. It just seems to be a lot more crowded in the summer, and then add that to the, you know, heat in most of these places. I'm gonna wager a bet that almost all bins locations are un-air conditioned. You know, it's kind of a perfect storm. So I get there early, I'm in, I'm out, and I'm done for the day. I know that there are a lot of bins locations that don't open until a little bit later, so my tip to you is, if that's the case, see if they have like later hours and go there after the peak of those like 1 to 3 p.m. times when the sun is at its hottest, and you'll be at its hottest and the store will be at its most crowded. But I think I still did pretty dang good. I've got 36 pieces. I've got some great new Bolo brands, some great finds, a funky home decor piece, just lots of great stuff to talk about, and I can't wait to share them with you. But before we get started, if this is the first time we are meeting, welcome. I'm Julia. That is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you are into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, it's another hot one. I'm trying to get this filmed before the peak of the heat starts coming and I can get that air conditioning on. So go grab yourself some sustenance, get a snack, go grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. So we'll start with this funky home decor thing. I may keep this for myself and I may give this to my friend for use in her classroom. But there were these really cool, like, petunia. These are like felted wool petunias. They feel like they're handmade. I can't really imagine how these would be machine made. I just thought that they were really cool and really pretty and in great shape. And I don't know, maybe this is a Temu thing, I don't know, but I thought that they were pretty, so I grabbed them. Not for sale. I'm not sure what I would sell them for anyway. Yeah, so just kind of a funky thing that I grabbed. Next up, now this is something I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep for myself. This is a chunky sweater, and the brand on this is Faustine, which I had never heard of before. Get my face out of there. I think that this is one of those small sustainable brands. That's kind of the only thing I could find online, but I just really like the silhouette of it. It's definitely cotton or cotton blend. It's slightly cropped, but it's like very oversized. Like I can see throwing this on over like a swimsuit down at the pool or whatever the case may be, but it's in great shape. It's really made quite well. From what I saw, it looks like the other sweaters that this company makes are in like the $100 range, but again, I'm not sure if it's really them. I couldn't find anything much about it. There are no like interior contents tags or anything, so there's really not much more that I can search on other than that tag. But either way, I just thought it was really cute and a great like summer weight sweater to kind of throw on for chilly nights. Very cute, right? If I were to sell this, I'd probably sell this probably between that 28 to 35 range, but again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep that for myself. Next up, okay, so this was an interesting one. I saw this and I knew exactly what it was. This is a little, you can see the quilting there. So this is like a puffy skirt, and these things are kind of all the rage in ski towns. This one's by Mountain Hardwear, which is a great outdoors brand. I wouldn't necessarily put it in the same range as like an Arc'teryx or a Patagonia in terms of resale value, but in terms of quality of build, I'd say that it's like right there. Mountain Hardwear makes really good stuff. I think that they are somewhere up the chain, maybe owned by Columbia, which again, not gonna have that resale value that a Patagonia will, but the quality is there on Columbia pieces. So if you're looking to buy outerwear and you're on a tight budget, check out those Columbia pieces because they're made great. But anyway, so these are kind of like all the rage in ski resorts as kind of like an après thing. So what would happen is you would come off of the trails at the end of the day and you would go into your après spot and you would take off your outer ski clothes, you would keep on your base layers, and you would throw this little thermal skirt over top of it. It's a super cute look. You know, you would throw this on with your Joan of the Arctic boots and take it out and do your après, and it's a whole fit. So something like this, I'll probably see like 30 bucks on this. Either way, it's a fun thing to talk about, and it's a fun little trend that if you didn't live in a ski town or you weren't a skier, you probably wouldn't be aware of, and you would see this in the bins and not really know what it is. Now you know. I can't believe I found one here. which is kind of funny. Definitely the kind of thing that you'll probably find more in like Utah, Idaho, Colorado, Montana, in those like more snow sports focused areas. Next up, this is one of those sweatshirts that I picked up that I was like, oh, that's nice. You know, you can just tell a nice sweatshirt. So this is like a nice navy blue sweatshirt. This is men's. The thing that got me on this, I had never heard of this brand before. It's called Reigning Champ, and it says handcrafted in Canada. Of course, doing business in Canada on a manufacturing standpoint is not a cheap endeavor, so it had to be something. I didn't even comp this in store. So Reigning Champ is like a high-end basics brands. They do, you know, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stuff like this. Minimal external branding. This is the only branding on it right here. Beautiful quality. This is French terry, 100% cotton, size large. This retailed, I think, at $118, and I see pieces on the resale market in that kind of like $30 to $40 range. This is in fantastic condition. Of course, I need to get this in the bath and get it steamed. It looks like it's been crumpled up in a bag for a few days, which it has. So great little find. Definitely something to be on the lookout for. Let me know if you have ever found or sold a Reigning Champ piece. Let me know your experience with it. I'm always interested to hear when I find these new brands that are new to me, you know, kind of how other people have done with them. It was a cool find. Next up, these are a pair of Lululemon leggings. I think these are the Speed Up Tight. I can never remember the name of them. They are my favorite line of Lululemon leggings. And to be sure, I've slowed down picking up Lululemon leggings. The prices have come down quite a bit. I think the market's really saturated. I talked about this in a previous video, but I think that we're kind of nearing the end of the trend cycle for leggings, specifically as athleisure. I think people are going to be wearing leggings to the gym, and they're going to be wearing them to run and to work out in forever. Just like they are functional pieces. You know, if you're anything like me, the thought of like hopping on a sport bike with a flare at your ankles is a terrifying thought. So it's just not going to have as big of a buyer pool. It's not going to have the people that are buying these kind of things to like wear to school. They're going more for flare leggings. Alines still sell really well just because of the comfort level, but anything like this, you just have to kind of understand that it's going to be sold to somebody who is looking for it for workout. It no longer has really that two-part buyer pool. So, but the reason I picked these up is they're, number one, their most like popular legging. They're in that New Luxe fabric, which is my very favorite fabric. The other thing that I like about them is that they're a size 16, which is hard to come by. And they're black, and they're not necessarily like crop. They're kind of that, I want to say this is like their 25-inch or their 23-inch leg. It's not quite cropped, so it's not like just under the leg. It's not 7/8, so it's not just above the ankle. It's just right at the bottom of that like calf muscle. And they're in great shape. These retail for like $128. I have 2 pairs of these, and I've had them for years, and I can 100% vouch that they last forever. So I'll probably see on these 40 to 50 just because of what they are and just because of their size. But again, you know, I would take a good look at Lululemon sold comps as you're sourcing. You know, I would just make sure that you are running sold comps on other Lululemon pieces that are not Alines, and make sure that they fit within your desired like profit window. So a great find. I've never found a pair of size 16 Lululemons, and I love that they finally make them for size 16s, but I also love finding them on the secondhand market. Next up here, now this is another thing that I kind of didn't even comp in store, but I grabbed because of what it was style-wise. So this is a beautiful Breton stripes sweater. Breton stripes are the names. Make sure you use these tags when you're selling a shirt like this. Breton stripes are these kind of nautical stripes that you see on like vintage sailor shirts. So let me get you up close on the weave here. This is like an ultra heavy gauge cotton knit, really close knit. This is exactly, if you were to go to France and feel their sailor shirts. I've talked about St. James before. St. James fabric is like this, but a little bit more lightweight. So it's a little bit more like for everyday wear. This is warm. This is definitely going to be a warm sweater. It's somewhere in between that like heavy gauge jersey and light gauge sweater, but also like it's got a lot of body to it. So the brand on this was the tag. And I was certainly not familiar with it, but again, the quality on this is like unbelievable. So it turns out 68 & Brothers is a Japanese-based brand. It is a size small. I'm interested to see how this goes. It doesn't look like it's a super popular brand, but it does look like it retails pretty high. It also looks like it is more in the streetwear realm, so this is kind of an interesting turn for them, but it is beautiful, and I think that this will sell just based on what it is. It's an interesting blue for a Breton stripe. It's not necessarily like a navy, and it's not a light blue. It's that kind of perfect in between. Either way, I think I'll probably see like $30 to $35 on this. Again, retail on these look like it's about $150, but yeah, make sure that when you have a shirt like this, you're using nautical stripe, Breton stripe, that's B-R-E-T-O-N, French sailor shirt. All those keywords will help get the right eyes to a piece like this. Very cool. All right, next up here. Now this is a brand I don't usually pick up. I used to pick this up quite a bit and it sold well, but it's really slowed down. And this is Aster the Label. This I believe, so Aster the Label is sold at Revolve. It's one of their lower end brands. It's also sold at Nordstrom. But this I just thought was so cute. This little kind of peasant style. The thing that really made it for me is that this bodice is boned, right? So there's actually like corset structure in here. It's a size medium and it is in like brand new condition. I'll probably see like $20 to $25 on this. Again, the resellability of this has come down quite a bit, so I'm exceptionally selective with what I do pick up, but I just thought that was really pretty. So this is a style pickup 100%. Next up, now this is a brand I've never picked up before, but I know a lot of people who say they do very well with it, and that is Boston Proper. I believe this is in that same kind of realm as like a soft surroundings. The quality on this is really beautiful. This is just kind of like a patchwork scarf print, handkerchief hem skirt. It's fully lined. It is a size 14, which is a great size, and it is in like brand new condition. I'm interested to see how I do on this. If you have experience with Boston Proper, if you do really well with it, if it used to do really well and it's fallen off, let us know down below. I'm interested to hear your experiences with it. But yeah, so I was kind of excited to find one. I've never found a piece in the bins before, so we will all find out together how this does. It is really pretty, and again, in like new condition, so yeah. Cool little find, interesting new brand, for me anyway. Next up, now this is an interesting one, kind of a controversial brand. This is a brand called We Wore What, and this is a brand, they're sold at Revolve, pretty high end. You know, the quality on this is really nice. It's a nice French terry, 100% cotton. It's one of those like perfect hoodies that don't have the drawstring. It's very nice, and it's a little bit cropped, but not too much. I like the cut of this. It's kind of wider and shorter, so a little bit more friendly to, this is not like a men's cut bought oversized for women. This is cut for women and for how women like to wear it. So this is a brand that's owned by a woman named Danielle Bernstein, and she's young. She's really young. She's like early 30s now. She started this, I want to say, like 5 or 6 years ago before, you know, the world shut down. And if the name We Wore What sounds familiar, it's probably because you are thinking it sounds like Who What Wear. And Who What Wear has been around forever. Obviously you see their clothing in Target now, but it's been a really like influential fashion blog for a long, long time. I want to say that they've been around for probably about 20 years, like early days of blogging. And she launched this with a very similar name. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding that decision. A lot of people thought that she kind of chose this name so that people like accidentally, you know, thought that they were reading Who What Wear, but instead they were reading We Wore What. Either way, it's a nice sweatshirt. People really love their stuff. Just, you know, I like to give you a little bit of the background of the business when I do have it. It's obviously, I'm not an authority on it. I don't know the whole story, but I remember there being a lot of chatter in the fashion world about this brand and how similar it was to Who What Wear, which was, you know, truly a very venerable brand in the industry. But either way, these so they retail, I want to say like $125 or so. And again, very, very nice. I do not want to like poo-poo the quality. Like the quality's gorgeous. I really love the cut. If this wasn't this color, I probably wouldn't be selling it. But I'm seeing sold comps in like the $40 to $50 range for the same sweatshirt. So interested to see how this does. And again, like this is a size extra large as well, which I love to find. I feel like I find so many smalls and extra smalls here. That's just like a byproduct of being in California. But let me know, do you do well with this? Do you love this brand? Do you love the blog? Like, let me know, like sound off in the comments. I'm interested to hear your take on it, but yeah, very cool. And again, like perfect condition. Really, really nice sweatshirt. Oh, look, there's a little logo down here too. Like, I do appreciate the lack of external branding. That is, you know, for me, and I say this as I have like a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren shirt on, but I don't like a lot of external branding. That is very much not my thing. So I like it when, if it's out there, it's very subtle and kind of hidden. Oh yes, okay, so this was a cool thing. Now this is a maxi dress from a brand called Flyn Sky. This is new to me. Never heard of it before. There we go. And it turns out this is sold at Revolve. It's like a little small brand, and I love this, right? So it's got this high neck. It's got kind of like a little mock neck. It's got these, like, you know, classic long sleeves, and the skirt is long and it's got 2 slits. So it's got, let me see if I can show this. I do not know how I can show this on camera. So it's got 2 slits in the front, right? So it's basically got like a front panel that comes up, and they come up kind of high on the leg, but look at the back. Damn! It's a wide open back down to basically the waistband, and it's like really well made. The fabric feels really nice and drapey. I like the print. It looks like this retailed in that $150 to $170 range. A lot of the sold comps, there is a name for this dress and I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'll put it down on the screen here, are in that like $40 to $50 range. So I'm interested to see how it does. It is a size medium, I believe. It's in fantastic condition. I'm gonna guess something like this, which is, you know, very much like a statement making piece. I'm gonna guess this was probably worn once and then donated. It was probably bought for like a wedding or something like that, but it is really pretty and it's a new brand to me. If any of you have had experience with Flyn Sky, let me know down below. If you've bought it for yourself, if you've sourced it, if you've resold it, let me know how you did. But it's a new brand to me, and I always love learning new brands. Next up, now this is a pair of pants from Soft Surroundings. They feel brand spanking new. They are a size medium, so they've got this nice like kind of cinching waistband on it, but look at that fabric. It's got a lot of body to the fabric, and it's this really pretty, almost like groovy, kind of psychedelic flower print. I like the colors, and again, they look absolutely positively brand new. I've sold a couple pairs of soft surrounding pants that are kind of like this, like with an all over print, and they sell in that $25 to $35 range. It is a smaller size for soft surroundings. It is a medium. I try to generally source a little bit higher, but these were in such great condition that I couldn't leave them behind. And they're really unique. Like I've never seen this print before. So again, I'll probably see that $25 to $35 range, but yeah, I think that they were a kind of cool find. I do find that statement pants sell kind of remarkably well for me, which is interesting because as a person, I don't think I've ever worn statement pants ever in my life. I saw this fabric. I didn't even need to look at the tag. I knew exactly what it was. And I'm gonna hold it up to the camera to see if any of you recognize that. I don't know if you're seeing the texture or anything on there, but it is a very distinct fabric if you are familiar with it. Do you know what it is? This is Wilfred from Aritzia. This is their Japanese crepe that they use for their effortless pants and some of their other trousers. It is like, once you are familiar with it, you'll be able to spot it in a crowd. It just has a very specific body to it and a very specific weave to it that is easy to tell once you know it. So this is a pair of like beautiful cream, this kind of like a bone color trouser. I think that this is like ankle length. I don't think that this is full length. It is tapered. This is not the effortless pants. The effortless pants are a little bit wider and they are definitely full length, and they have kind of like a traditional menswear like tacked up hem. This is a size 8. And there's a couple little specks of spots on this, which is, to be totally honest, why I don't wear cream colored pants, because I'm messy. You have all seen my affinity for green drinks. It's only a matter of time until it spills down me. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that there's nothing down my front just yet. So these will resell in that like $40 to $50 range. They retail like $150. And I will say, if you are looking for a pair of like investment quality trousers, check out the effortless pants. They are beautiful. I cannot say enough about them. Like the way that they drape and they feel on your body, so good. They're so good. They are expensive, so like only buy it, if you know that you're gonna wear it a lot. Like it is definitely an investment piece for you. But These are beautiful. So I think I might send these to the dry cleaners to see if they can get these out. I'll try some of my gentle cleaning things. I have a couple spot cleaners. If you're ever interested in the stuff that I use throughout my life as a resell, I always have a list of all of the things I just have on repeat order from Amazon down in the description. They're otherwise in perfect condition. So definitely a cool find. I have never found anything with this fabric in the bins or in the thrift at all. And like I said, when I saw it kind of sticking out, it was just like a little wrinkle of it. And I'm like, I know exactly what that is. Isn't it funny when you get to the point where you can identify like the brand by just a glimpse of the fabric? Really gorgeous. I think that I'll be able to get those back to brand new. Next up, I found this vintage lace nightgown. It's in this kind of cream color with this pretty embroidery, this inset crochet lace, a little bow here in the front, and this is some eyelet lace with some nice puff sleeves. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is vintage. There are some like stitching details on here that tell me that this might be a little bit more modern and like made to look vintage, which I don't, you know, like I don't necessarily mind because they all have their like, you know, they all have their resale value, and some of those are even more valuable than the old ones because people want something that can like withstand the rigors of regular washing. But either way, I just thought this was really pretty. I'm gonna guess that's about a size large, and it's in fantastic condition. You know, like the quality is there. It's got all like the edging, it's got elastic around the sleeves, so it's not going to be super binding. It's got a button back collar, so probably, I don't know, 25 to 35 on this. I'll have to do a little bit more research on it. Of course, I need to get it immediately in the wash and get it steamed, get it looking pretty, but a very cool little find there. I do love a vintage nightgown. I know that they do very well for me, and I know that they do very well for some of you. Okay, so this, as I'm affectionately referring to it as the Crystal Carrington Fall Time Fantasy, this is a vintage Eddie Bauer wool. They call this a blanket skirt. In fact, it is literally called the blanket skirt in the tag. So it's Eddie Bauer. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is vintage. So this is probably vintage from the 80s. It's in great shape. This is a wool blend. It literally looks like a blanket wrapped around. This just looks like old money at like the polo match in November. I don't know how else to describe that, but if you know, you know. Like this just looks like somebody's wearing riding boots under it. They've got a slim fit white shirt and they've got a big brim hat and their hair is coiffed to the gods. And it just has that vibe. Sold comps on these are in the $50 to $75 range. I think that they retail in the like $100 to $150 range. It is Eddie Bauer, so you know that the quality is there. This is leather. It's fully lined, and it is a size 18 tall, which is an interesting size. I mean, I'm not gonna leave one of these behind. It might take a little time to sell it, but an 18 tall, if you are somebody who is a size 18 tall, I am certain that you do not have a lot of luck shopping on the resale market. So when I find these kind of unusual sizes, I find that they usually sell fairly quickly. A lot of like traditional, you know, thinking would say that, oh, there's just a much smaller buyer pool, but like they're grossly underserved. You know, when you're dealing with like a larger size petite or a larger size tall, number one, it's hard for them to shop. It's hard for them to shop in the regular stores, let alone secondhand. So I always love finding stuff like this, you know, because if nothing else, it serves that like portion of humanity that is already grossly underserved by retail stores to begin with, let alone the secondhand market. So great piece. And I'm definitely going to use keywords like Dynasty and Dallas and, you know, 80s luxury, like all of those kind of keywords will feed into something like this. But oh God, I got so hot even holding that, but definitely a very cool find. Next up, I literally just sold this exact pair of jeans like a couple weeks ago, and they were only listed for a little bit of time. This is a size 2. I think the pair that I sold was a size 4. These are from Abercrombie & Fitch. This is the ankle straight ultra high rise, which is like, I love this cut. They're ankle length, they're straight leg. I love the back pockets. Abercrombie is like the comeback kid of the fashion industry. They had, you know, they had a lot of trouble with discrimination back in the 90s. I mean, they were such an aspirational brand for me. Like when I was in college, I remember saving up for those Abercrombie jeans. So I want to say that these sold for like $38. They retail for about $100. I will say, if you are in the market for jeans, this is like honestly the first departure I made from my beloved Madewell jeans has been Abercrombie jeans, and they're great, really great. I'll probably see about $35 on those. Next up here, this is a pair of just Great little like jogger bottoms. These are from Barefoot Dreams. Barefoot Dreams stuff has kind of fallen off resale value wise. These kind of things used to go for like $50 because they are very expensive retail, but they still sell and they still sell pretty well. And if you're sourcing them at like a great price, then keep doing it. These are also a size XL, which is always great to find. I found lots of XLs today, this is incredibly soft jersey material. It's not fleece or like French terry on the inside. This is just kind of like a thicker jersey, but super, super comfy in this nice gray, perfect condition. These look like brand new. So I'll probably see like somewhere between 25 and 35 on these. That's about what I've been seeing on like the non-cozy chic pieces. Cozy chic goes a little bit higher. That's that super soft knit that they're kind of famous for. I will tell you, it is unbelievably soft. Next up, we've got this great Intimately Free People nightgown. These kind of nightgowns sell pretty well for me. I like the color on this. It's kind of like a brown with polka dot. And this is one of their more well-known cuts with these kind of like lace insets and then the zigzag lace insets on the bottom with a ruffle. This is in fantastic condition. A lot of times I find these and they feel like they have a lot of wear to them. They're still in decent condition. There's no rips or anything, but this feels brand new and it's size small. So I'll probably see like 28 to 32 on this. I've never found a dark one. I've usually only find ones that are like white or like off-white or light pink or light green. So it's a little unusual in that sense. So I think that that'll help that move pretty quickly. Also, brown is having very much of a moment right now. Next up, now this is one that I got for the style. That's from a brand called Dalia, which I think is a boutique brand. I've never heard of it before, but I just grabbed it because of the patterns. Look at the colors on this. I love the Kelly green with the purple. I love the blue and purple. I love the pink and purple. I think that this will move just based on the patterns alone. It's got a lot of like jewel tone colors, which are super flattering for people. It's a size large. It is in perfect condition. I'll probably see like $20 to $25 on this. But again, one of those pieces that is a total style pickup, nothing to do with the brand. It's decent quality. It's kind of like a mid-weight crepe, if you can imagine texturally. So really, really nice. I do love the colors and I love these prints. Next up, this is Angie. Angie's one of my bread and butter boutique brands. I do a lot of their kimonos. They sell really well. People know them. They kind of seek them out by name. But this is a little sundress. It's got cute like wide V-neck. It's got these kind of flutter sleeves. The entire back is smocked, so it's going to be really forgiving and it'll fit pretty much every body. See, it's got like a little peekaboo there right above the waist and then a short like skater style skirt. Angie dresses, Angie kimonos, they always sell really quickly for me. They sell between like $20 and $25. It's not something that I would advise for you to pick up, and pay up for, but if you're finding them at the bins, by all means do it. It's a size medium. I have no doubt that this will sell really quickly. People just love the brand. I love this kind of peacock blue. Ooh, yes. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is a brand that I almost never pick up, and that is BCBG Max Azria. I'm never gonna say that right. Max Azria, Azria. This is an extra small, but the reason I grabbed this is because it is brand new with tags, and it's this cool like bodycon one shoulder gold fabric. Do you see that kind of like gold and black marl? But the gold is lurex, so it's got a nice sparkle to it. BCBG is a pretty expensive brand. I want to say that this probably retailed like $250. And resell, if you're finding something that's used, is usually not that much more than like $20 to $25. But something like this, I have no doubt that I'll see probably $30 to $40 on it, just because it is brand new with tags. And it's really cute. I just think it's a really cute dress, and it's got a nice like boning stay to it here on the side for shape, which if you've ever worn a one shoulder dress, you need this like little bit of support on this side. So very cute. Next up, another little bread and butter piece from Chicos. This is a size 1, so a size medium. That is one of the newer tags. You can see on the tag here, see how it says the US size underneath the number? That's how you know it's a newer piece. This is a linen jersey t-shirt in this pretty like teal green, but look at these sleeves. They're like tulip sleeves with a raw hem. That's so pretty, and it's got such a nice drape to it. This feels brand spanking new. I'll probably see like 20 to 25 on this. And again, Chicos is one of those brands that I like to source like larger sizes, but stuff like this will always go. There's always going to be somebody looking for a great linen blend t-shirt. Correction, 100% linen jersey t-shirt. Next up, now this is kind of an interesting thing. This is from Amuse Society, which I'm not super familiar with. I feel like I've seen the tags before. I think that this retails somewhat high. I'm not sure if this is like a Revolve brand or a Nordstrom brand, but this is a really pretty maxi dress with a nice ruffle collar, column style skirt. Is there a split in this? No, so it's just kind of like a broomstick skirt. This is size small. I'm not, again, not quite sure what I'll get on this. Probably like 25 bucks, but if any of you have experience with the Amuse Society, let me know. I mean, the tag, I always pay a little closer attention. You see how there's like multiple countries on there? On that size tag, that's usually a tell for me that this is a higher quality brand. So let me know. I'm going to be doing a little bit more research on it. I picked it up because it was, you know, nice quality and a great style. But I'm interested to see a little bit more, you know, other people's experience with it beyond what I can find on sold comps. Cute little dress. Next up here, we've got this pretty pair of linen white shorts from Reformation, which I love to find in the bins. I don't find it all that often, so it's exciting when I do. These feel like they're in great condition. They are fully lined and there is a tear in the lining, so I'm gonna see if I can repair that, because otherwise they are brand new. I'm assuming that that probably happened like before they even got worn. Great condition, they've got little side pockets. It is a size small. Reformation is so expensive and they do resell really well, so if I'm able to repair that lining, probably like 35 or so. It's something that I'm gonna wanna get live ASAP because short season is coming to a close for a lot of the country. Always excited to find Reformation in the bins. Next up, another one of those basics that I will pick up every time I see it. That's another standard James purse. And this is a crew neck black t-shirt, size large, and this feels brand new. Usually when I find James Purse t-shirts, you know, you can tell that they've been worn. They're in great condition, but like you can tell that they've been worn. You can just tell by like the way that the jersey feels. There's just like a you know what washwear feels like. It's a great size, it's size large. It's the crew neck, which is what people are mostly looking for. I will pick up these t-shirts V-neck, I will pick them up crew neck, I will pick them up in any color as long as they're in good condition, and I will pretty reliably get like 25 to 30 bucks on these, and they sell fast. You know, something that like if you see them in a thrift store, you could probably comfortably pay, you know, $3, $4, $5 for them without blinking an eye, knowing you're gonna get that price and you're gonna move it really quickly. Standard James Purse is just an aggressively expensive brand, and you know, they have the quality behind it to stand behind that name. It's very, very cool. I love finding these. I feel like I found a lot of James Purse t-shirts in the past couple weeks, and that makes me very happy. Those are just like reliable quick sellers. Next up, I found this little Victoria's Secret silky nightgown. I found a couple of these in different prints. I just thought this was really pretty, this floral satin. This isn't silk, this isn't vintage, but these kind of pieces do sell really well for me. You know, I'm not gonna be getting much more than like $20, $25 on them, but again, if I'm sourcing them at the bins, I can play in that price range while still protecting my bottom line. And this is in basically brand new condition. I mean, it is a size large, which is great to find. I usually find these in like size small or extra small, and I just like that floral print. Oh, that was so pretty. Oh, this was kind of a cool piece. So this is a Chicos piece. It's a size 1, again, another size medium, but this is like a little light jacket. It's got this great stretch to it, but you can see it's got that kind of like taped seaming on the inside. It's navy blue with polka dots. In fact, I might save this for my mother-in-law. This feels very much her style. It's very cute, little snap closure, just like a little light spring or fall jacket, very preppy, in perfect condition. It is newer. It's got the, you know, the written out size underneath the Chicos size, so this is probably within the last couple of years, but yeah, I might just save this for my mother-in-law. Oh yeah, this was kind of cool. So this is a mid-layer. This would be considered like a ski mid-layer from Spyder. I feel like a lot of you would be pretty familiar with the Spyder logo, but that is the Spyder logo. They make specifically ski gear. This isn't like Patagonia where it's like hiking and mountaineering and skiing. Like Spyder is a ski brand, and this is a mid-layer, not necessarily a base layer. You can usually tell, like, base layers aren't gonna have this funnel neck with a zip. And the thing is, while this has perforations on the outside, it's pretty well fleeced on the inside. So this is gonna be what they call like a mid-weight, mid-layer. And this is just something that you would throw on under your ski jacket to keep you nice and toasty on very cold days. They're pretty expensive. This probably retailed around $100. I'll probably see like, I don't know, like $30 on this. Spyder doesn't sell for the same kind of prices that Patagonia or Arc'teryx does, but the performance is, you know, pretty much equivalent. This is a size small, and I have no doubt that with ski season approaching, this will go lickety-split. Especially for me. Like, I got my start selling on Poshmark, selling off a lot of my ski and snowboard gear. So I think I have like a built-in audience for that kind of stuff. Anything like this tends to sell really quick out of my closet. This is also in like brand new condition. Usually on stuff like this, you can see a little bit of pillage along like the seams and not even a shred of a pill. Oh, this was kind of cool. Okay, so this is a yellow button-down shirt, very utility style. It feels very like safari style. This is from a brand called Life After Denim. Let me get you up on that label. It's very subtle. You can kind of see it up there in that top corner. This is a defunct brand, but the stuff that I have found from them is like, the quality is unbelievable. Oh yeah, this is really like a little safari shirt. You see the little spot in there for a pen to go in the pocket. The quality on these pieces is beautiful. The textiles are really beautiful. I've sold a couple pieces for more than I thought I was gonna get for them. So I believe this is a women's shirt, and I've never found any women's pieces from there. But for something like this, I would use, you know, of course I would use Life After Denim. I would use, you know, utility. I would also use like hiking, birding. I would use those kind of terms because this does really seem to be like a function built shirt. I don't think that they did stuff that was like a function built. I don't think that they were sold in like REI or anything like that, but this has all the bells and whistles that you're looking for when you're looking for a safari shirt. So kind of a cool find. You know, I don't see this all that often. When I do, I get a little bit excited. Oh yes, okay, so this is something that is definitely for me. I don't know if it's for everybody, but this will uniquely serve one of my customer bases. This is a vintage anorak from EMS. If you are unfamiliar with EMS, that's Eastern Mountain Sports. I don't think that they're around anymore. Eastern Mountain Sports is like where I bought my first ski gloves, and they were based out of New England somewhere. That's the label. And it's just kind of a cool anorak. This is something, I like the color. It's in great condition. It has kind of a cut that people are looking for right now. This would fall very well into a core style called Gorpcore. It's G-O-R-P-C-O-R-E. And this is a whole style that's based around utility and function, and they really like vintage outdoor wear. So they'll have pieces in like one outfit that'll be like Arc'teryx pants, you know, as high tech as you can get, and then they'll have like a vintage outdoors piece on top. You know, it's all about merging style and utility and doing it in kind of like a streetwear influenced way. And this will fall very well into that category. I want to say that this is probably like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's a men's size medium. Yeah, that was a really cool find. In a million years, I never thought I'd see an EMS piece in California. This is very much a Northeastern company. Next up here, this is a nice long sleeve shirt from The Hundreds. The Hundreds is a streetwear brand. It's pretty collectible. This is like a long sleeve t-shirt with sweatshirt styling. So it's got like a banded bottom hem there, but it is like a lightweight jersey. I like the simplicity of the logoing. The Hundreds, they've done a lot of, you know, really smart collabs to kind of bring that streetwear style into like merch. But something like this will go probably $20, $25. But if you get some of the rarer sweatshirts, they will sell in the $100 range or so. But I would recommend, like, if this is not something that you are invested in terms of like time sold and you are not sourcing in that bins price, I probably wouldn't touch it. Like, something like this I wouldn't pay $9 or $10 for, but it's also because I know that like this piece won't sell for $100. So just a brand to kind of have on your radar, and if you see it in the bins, pick it up, see how it does for you. But yeah, somewhere, you know, 25 to 35 on that. Next up here, this is another Chicos piece, and I kind of love finding these things. They do sell well for me. So this is a poncho. It's like patchwork knit, and there is sparkle in there. I don't know if the camera is picking that up. I think the light's picking it up a little bit. There's some sequins, some like really subtle sequining on this. This is Lurex knit here. This is in fantastic condition. Just something that you throw on over a shirt and make it and call it an outfit. These are kind of having a comeback right now. Like that early 2000s like poncho aesthetic is coming back. I don't think that this is going to sell to anybody like Gen Z, but it is, I believe, newer from Chicos. I want to say within the last couple years. It is one size. I'll probably see like, 28 to 32 on this. I'll have to do some sold comps. I've never sold a poncho from Chicos, but it is in fantastic condition. Like feels brand new. Look at that knit. Can you see that texture in there? Isn't that cool? Never seen anything like that. All right, next up, I've got this fun, funky, vintage men's top. This screams, again, 1970s leisure. You get home from work, you crack a beer, you sit in the lawn chair in the backyard, and you finally take the day off. This is like an ultra fine terry cloth, and it's in fantastic condition. Of course, it's from a brand called Don Rancho with gentle flavor. I feel like that's iconic. Again, something that I'll probably see go on Depop. I'll probably see around like 25 bucks on this. Again, it's rare to find something this old in great condition. There's a couple pics on this, but it just kind of looks like the normal texture of the terry cloth. So cool little find. I love finding those kind of pieces. They sell well for me. Next up, this is a little Zara dress. I've sold another Zara dress with a similar fabric, this kind of like shadow gingham. You see that pattern in the actual weave of the fabric? I love this though. It's kind of a drop waist baby doll. I want to say that this is an extra small, so it's made to fit oversize. I love the color. I love that blue and black. I think it's really chic. This is something I'll probably see like $30 to $35 on. Zara dresses generally do pretty well for me. This does feel brand new, maybe worn once or twice. I want more of this color combo out in the world. I think it is very, very, very chic. Oh, this was an exciting find. So this is from Denim Supply, Ralph Lauren, one of those defunct Ralph Lauren brands that I've talked about this before. This is a sheer lace floral printed shirt. This is in fantastic condition. I don't know when Denim Supply went away. I feel like it's been a good amount of time at this point. So a lot of times when I find their pieces, they have a lot of wash wear. You can tell that they've been worn and washed quite a bit. This feels brand new. I like that lace placket there. What size is this? Yeah, size large. This will go in no time flat. Probably 28 to 32, maybe a little bit higher. I'll have to see if I can find any sold comps on this particular shirt, but I always love finding this brand in the bins. People know it, they love it, they don't make it anymore, so it's limited and it's finite. So when you find it, pick it up. You can generally be comfortable paying up a little bit for this brand if you do find it. Just 2 left to go here, guys. This is a very vintage Express top. That is mid-90s Express, the Express tricot logo, and this is just a little cropped mock turtleneck in like a beige color. I think like this feels like stuff that I see in the stores today, that I see them making. So this is kind of cropped. It is a size, so this is a size small. It's got a cropped silhouette, but it's kind of made boxy and oversized. I have no doubt that this will go pretty quickly. It is in fantastic condition. And again, very much mid-90s. And I like that there's this like little darting. So it does come in a little bit, but it's still very boxy. This is supposed to be a size small, so it will fit oversized on a size small body. Probably, again, $25 to $30 on this. I do pretty well on vintage Express pieces, but super, super important to know the labels, because that's really how you can tell, especially with Express. But I can tell you right now that Express tricot label, mid-90s. And finally, we've got this pretty party skirt. This is from Lily Pulitzer. Such an unusual print from Lily Pulitzer. It's this like black and white. This is this style here with like the kind of flush band and it puffs out a little bit here. That's called a party skirt. I believe, so I've looked for sold comps, and the sold comps that I've found had like a sash that went with this. But when I look at this closely, there's, first of all, no belt loops, and I can't really see any place where a belt would have been attached. So maybe there was a second version of it, because otherwise this is in pretty great condition. It is a size 6. It's a silk cotton blend, It feels divine. I love it. It feels like nice and light and full of body in this crisp black and white print. It feels very summery, very cute. I'll probably see, again, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research and some more close looks at this to see if I can see where maybe a belt was attached at some point and removed, but I'll probably see like 25 to 35 on this. I do love finding Lily Pulitzer. I know that a lot of people say that they don't do well with Lily right now, which is crazy to me, but maybe it's just that it does well for some people and doesn't do well for others. For me, I love it. But that is the haul for today, guys. I don't think I did too bad for only being in the bins for like an hour, hour and a half before it started to get incredibly hot. I think I got some great pieces, some great new Bolo brands, some great tried and true, some great bread and butter. I think I had a good mix. And again, considering I was only there for an hour and a half, this was actually a lot of stuff. I remember checking out being very surprised that I had gotten this many pieces. But for all of the numbers nerds here, I've got 36 items here, so that means that I spent $36, and the retail value on everything is right around $4,300, which just always blows my mind. But I anticipate that I've got somewhere between $1,000 to $1,100 in sales here, which would leave me with a profit of somewhere between $800 and $900. And with the $36 investment, this brings my return on investment to 23.6x. Not too shabby. But thank you guys so much for hanging with me while I go through these hauls. I love sharing these treasures with you. I love it when you share the treasures that you find with me. I love that we can find this community in our shared love of like thrifting and reselling and circular fashion and treasure hunting in the bins. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like on this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. They both help me out so much with YouTube. But without further ado, guys, have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.